Christ. Please. Please, dear God, let me sleep. Just for 5 minutes. Oh, God. The light. What the hell is this? Loony Poony? Hello, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 2 of Loony Poony here on Sin Nation. I'm joined with a very special guest today from YouTube, Angelique TV's Angelique.
Thank you so much for having me today.
You're very welcome. We brought her here against her will. She's trying to get out, but we won't let her.
Please help. Send help.
We have a terrific show lined up for you today. We've got a new segment, a crazy news story, and just a terrific time coming up. We get to move into our returning segment from last week, our first episode. I'm surprised we're still allowed on air. Weird news story, and I think I found an absolute doozy this morning whilst surfing the World Wide Web.
It's an absolute doozy.
I gave it the title of The Tall Tale of the Testicle Taker Triggering Trauma 2, Hanging Low. The story in question, this tall tale, is from June 24th, 2016, and I found it on the Daily Telegraph, so props to them for supplying me with this terrific story. It's about a New South Wales man. He had his left testicle lopped off in a cheap mid-north coast motel room due to financial difficulties. After being scissor-kicked in the nads by a horse, the victim sought after assistance via an online ad he posted earlier this year. He got a reply from a non-qualified but highly enthusiastic 56-year-old man, whom is a self-proclaimed cut above the medical rest. Bam! Threw that joke in. He agreed to meet the victim at a hotel motel for their proceedings. Due to being undercut and underqualified as a medical practitioner, the victim had to later go to hospital due to infections from this surgery. The surgical saviour, quote, I did air quotes there, and testicle taker was found at his home on June 23rd by police, who found him not only with the beaten ball, but in possession of unspecified medical equipment, which could kind of mean an EpiPen and a toothbrush. Electronic equipment, which could mean an iPhone charger and
a laptop.
Yeah. Or the new Samsung 7 Note that got recalled. That joke was topical. 7 firearms and 4 bottles of suspected amyl nitrate, which is a colourless synthetic liquid used mainly as an additive in diesel to improve its ignition properties. No reason was given in the newspaper at all as to why this man said he could perform this medical procedure. Angelique, thoughts?
So he just wants to chop off testicles and blow stuff up.
The guy who got the surgery said it was because of financial difficulties. He couldn't have the surgery. So the next move was put it online.
Of course. That's what everyone does now. Put everything online.
You just went, hey, what could go wrong? Infection.
Everything.
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 Literally everything. It was.
Look, I'm surprised this guy didn't have, pickled testicles in a jar in his home. That is what I was waiting for.
Oh, well, it's just... I wanted the article to go into why the guy went, hey, I can do this. He has no background in medicine at all. And I've left his name out of this, but it's like, dude, why would you offer this? This is just...
It's just
weird.
It's just like, hey, look, you need a testicle removed, I can do it. You book the hotel room and we can chop it off.
I own a spoon, I can do it for you. I want to believe that he went home that night and he's like, honey, I think I know what to do. I know I was fired from the plant, but I can do this. I can make this work. Just, whew.
I didn't work in the right way.
He was. I didn't have a look at what he was charged with. I didn't write it down, but it was a variety of things.
Really?
And one of them kind of insinuates that the guy who got the victim didn't actually know that he was not registered. That's kind of what it implies, but it doesn't explicitly say it. So
But it's like a dirty, like, testicle chop off in a hotel room. Did you really think he was going to be registered?
well, I don't know. The article doesn't. What I'm sad about is the article doesn't really go into it, but it's just, dude.
That's nasty, yo. That's nasty.
Angelique, today we're going to go into our topic of dating stigmas and expectations.
This is the whole reason I'm here, guys.
Cue awesome music. Yeah, because I don't go out of the house or date anyone.
So I'm just here to bring all my
Expertise.
knowledge and expertise to the yard.
Because I don't know anything. I don't know. I just spend all day like, I could date, or my cat is here and he's very fluffy.
To be fair, I have met the cat, and I do agree. He's very
fluffy. God bless him. This one goes out to you, Gomez.
So, dating stigmas.
Yes, thank you. Dating stigmas. Now, this is sort of leaning towards stigmas about kind of the philosophy, really, the socio-philosophy of dating.
That was a big word.
It's not even a word.
Beautiful.
It's a just combination of noise that I just came up with. It's
right
wonderful.
next to bootylicious in the dictionary.
And bling was recently added to the dictionary.
Really?
About a year ago.
Wow.
Yeah, if a colloquialism hangs around for long enough, it will be made into the dictionary.
Bling blang.
Hey, it's got nothing to do with dating.
No.
Ooh, all right. So, I guess this leans toward expectations we have, or people have had of us when it comes to dating, or just the whole expectations around dating, and how that kind of really, we were talking earlier today how that's really changed a lot. It's because of online dating and things.
Yeah.
And it's changed hugely.
Definitely. But I think online dating is a stigma in itself.
Yeah.
Because there's like
there
some
are
sort of like...
There are a lot of stigmas.
Yeah. There's like sort of like desperation kind of attached to online dating. Like, oh, you're online dating, so you must be pretty desperate.
Yeah, and the sexual nature of the whole thing is just off the charts.
But at the same time, like, you think you do your banking online, you do your shopping online. Why not date online as well?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's the anonymity of it and the fact that if you walk up to someone in real life and be as god-awful sleazy as you can be on Tinder, you would get punched.
For sure.
For sure. It wouldn't go down at all well. But
you would definitely get kicked in the balls. Or titty punched.
Yeah, I mean, you can go both ways.
Yeah, this is true.
It's crazy. It is I didn't know how crazy it was until I actually started to use online dating, and I'm like, wow, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know how this machine worked.
Yeah, Tinder is definitely the worst. I've tried a few different apps and stuff. Tinder's wow.
The worst, or is it all kind of just bad across the board?
I think Tinder is the worst, but it also yields the best results.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. See, most of my Tinder experiences either are very weird or nothing. It's just nothing. It's like, hey, how are you? Yeah, good. Okay. And that's it. It ends there. There's nothing. It's tremendously disappointing.
Yeah, I always get weird really quickly. Like, yeah, it's like, hey, how are you? I'm good. What are you doing? Nothing. You want to come to my house? No, I do not want to come to your house and Netflix and chill with you. I don't even know you.
Well, that's the thing with the whole stigmas thing, and like these days, the whole, the man's a gentleman, he pays for the meals, and the girl is dressed nice and it's all elegant.
Don't necessarily agree with that.
Well, that's not the case a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Some of the time, yeah. A lot of the case, probably not. Depends on who you attract. But when it comes to online dating, all of the stigmas really hold up. Like they are the rule. The actual nicety is the exception.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I thought it's like racial stereotypes where it's actually not true. It's just there because you know, someone did that
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
But it's not true. That is exactly how it is.
Yeah.
And I
Everything
came
you've heard about
completely-
online dating is 100% true. And if you've actually found love through online dating, you are the exception to the rule.
I know one couple, and they've actually lasted, I think, over a year now.
Okay,
And
wow.
it was very surprising. I'm still like, I don't know how that
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
It's completely just.
Yeah, I know of one couple as well. Don't personally know them. No,
A
of.
friend of a friend.
A friend of
so
a
it was
friend.
you. It was you.
No, it was not me. But like, yeah, like the longest amount of time I've ever spoken to someone like from Tinder is probably like a couple weeks, and usually like after I meet up with them, it's like goodbye.
Yeah, I've had that. Every single one's been that.
Yeah.
I had a few where it was like, hey, do you want to hang out? And it's like, yeah, cool. Where are you? Oh, yeah, Geelong. And I'm like,
No.
oh, well, I'm like on the other side of town. I don't drive. So have a nice life.
Pretty much.
I'll see you later.
I matched with this guy from America once, and he was gorgeous, right? And we were talking, whatever, getting along really well. And I didn't even realize he was from America because he had his location turned off. And he must have had like Tinder Plus or something when you pay for it. And I was like, so where are you from? He goes, oh, like California. I'm like,
Hang on.
what?
But
Are you serious?
turning off location would be to his disadvantage. If he's
Yeah,
looking
you can
for
like
something.
change your location and like it doesn't say how many kilometers away you are.
Nice.
Yeah. He goes, oh yeah, we must have matched when I set my location to Australia like a couple of weeks ago or whatever. I was like, okay. I was like, have a
that's-
nice life. You're really cute, but bye.
Now we're going to continue our discussion here on dating stigmas and expectations, or as I put it in our meeting, sexpectations. I was the only one who laughed in that meeting. That joke fell on nothing.
It's okay. I laughed just now. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah, paid off. We'll move into now expectations, and expectations is a big one. That's a big thing because we'll
Definitely.
talk about.
Yeah.
I've had people have, I don't know, weird expectations of me, and this isn't necessarily people who I've had any interest in or anything developed. They've just had strange expectations of me, where it's been, I don't know how you got that, but thank you. I remember in high school, one girl told me that she thought I would be the kind of guy who would write a list of all of the rooms where he'd go to Funky Town in. I'm cleaning that up a little bit.
Funk it down.
And I mean, I don't know how you get that expectation, and I was a little confused at the time because it came out, and I never spoke to this girl. It came out of nowhere, and I just stood there like, oh, okay. No, I'm not really that into writing lists.
Not a list writer.
That was my problem with that. Was,
that you weren't into writing lists.
Yeah, that was my
Not that
problem
you weren't
with
into going to Funky Town.
Oh, God bless year 12.
Oh,
What
God.
a strange place. It was just.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some of my expectations, though, like when you're like talking to someone online and you're exchanging messages and whatever, it all seems really cool and they seem like a really nice person and you feel like that flow of conversation between you. And then you meet them and that flow is not there.
yeah.
They just don't talk. They're like mute and you're like, what's wrong with you?
I've had that, and it is, there is nothing worse. You sit down and you're like, so, how are you? And they're good. And then the conversation for the next, 3 hours doesn't ever pick up or just go down. It just stays. It just flatlines.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Like I had this situation where I met this guy, we went out for coffee, and I kid you not, it was like a scene out of a movie. I'd ask him a question, he would answer, and then he wouldn't ask me anything back. And then we'd both pick up our coffee or our teacups and just have a sip and look to the side and then put it back down at the same time. Oh my God. And I was like, how do I get out of here? I don't want to be rude, but this is this is boring, man. Like,
You're like,
I can't do
It
this.
started so solid. Where did this go? Is it me? What happened? I've had that. I've had just situations where you meet someone and you're friends for a while and you expect certain things of them as a friend and as someone who knows them.
Yeah.
And then when you go out with them, it just completely changes and you're like, where did all of this come from? Oh, how? Where were you hiding this? I didn't know you liked olives. I thought you hated them. That's as far as my relationships go.
Olives.
That's as crazy as they get. We talk about
Olives and Funky
we
Town.
talk about side plates, side dishes with food. That's it. I've forgotten the actual proper term, so I'm just now.
I'm trying to think of it too, and I can't remember.
You know, the
Tapas dishes.
The olive food cheese stuff. You know, it's not the food, but you can eat it. That thing. It's a strange thing because you kind of just sit there at night and you're like, who is this? You're not the man I married. I don't even know you. Oh, I've also had people say, had strange expectations of me. I've had people straight up say, I don't know what to say. You seem like a weird person. Or you seem like a very cold person. And I'm like, I swear I'm not. I'm just tired and a little grumpy.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's just who you are. You have resting bitch face. That's fine.
No, I just think I just have a face that needs rest. I think that's all it is.
A resting face.
That's why I'm on radio.
Yes. If you could see him right now, he does not have a face for radio. He has the voice for radio.
No, my mum says I have a face, and I've accepted that now. Oh, God bless her.
Shout out to Mum.
Shout out, Mum. This is where all the expectations came from.
Yeah, mothers. Yes. Yeah, let's talk about mothers.
Well, this show is about relationships, so we can go there.
This is true.
Mum goes, I expect you to clean your room. Well,
That's a dating expectation I have now.
I was like, well, I expected that too, but my body just does not want it.
No, but I think like the way like your family or whatever treats you, raise you, it definitely like gives you expectations for when you meet someone as well. When you want to date someone, you definitely have that sort of expectation how to be treated.
Yeah, and how to act as well.
Yeah,
I have that.
Yeah, definitely how to act.
Because now I've realised if I ever go to do something and I begin to question it, I just go, if I tell my mum about this, what will be her face when I say it? If it's the face I think it's going to be, I don't do it. That's
a really good motto to live by.
It's a great motto.
I should probably live by that a little bit more.
Oh,
so
no.
my mum doesn't keep making that face every time I tell her something. Hey, you know what, Mum? At least I'm honest with you and I tell you things.
Well, I unfortunately live with the mindset. I don't know how I developed it, but it is I get a lot of joy from the expectations people hold of me because I know I can shatter them and that brings me joy. It's probably very unfortunate, but you know, I don't know why I get it. It's like if I'm thinking that thought, I then do it, and then I get joy out of my mum's face when I go, I did this thing, and she goes, what? Why?
I can actually imagine that face.
And I just think in my head,
Why would you do that to her? I love you so much.
Yeah. Oh, kissing up to my mum. That's really weird. Oh, all right. We're now going to move into our brand new surprise segment. Readings of 50 Shades of Grey. A small passage. Take it away.
Did I hurt you?
Christian asks as he lies down beside me. Propped on one elbow, he tucks a stray strand of hair behind my ear, and I have to grin widely.
You are asking if you hurt me? The irony is not lost on me.
He smiles sardonically.
Seriously, are you okay?
His eyes are intense, probing, demanding even. I stretch out beside him, feeling loose-limbed, my bones like jelly, but I'm relaxed, Deeply relaxed, I grin at him. I can't stop grinning. Now I know what all the fuss is about. 2 orgasms. Coming apart at the seams like the spin cycle on a washing machine. Wow. I had no idea what my body was capable of. Could be wound so tightly and released so violently, so gratifyingly. The pleasure was indescribable.
You're biting your lip and you haven't answered me.
He's frowning. I grin up at him, impishly. He looks glorious with his tousled hair, burning narrowed grey eyes and serious dark expression.
I'd like to do that again.
I whisper. And that was sensual readings of 50 Shades of Grey here on Loony Poony at Sin Nation. Yeah. I feel really dirty.
You sound like you just had
I
funky town.
No, there are a lot more tears.
I can believe it.
I was too excited to do that reading.
What an exciting reading it was. You have a lovely reading voice, I must say.
Like a washing machine.
Wow.
Tearing apart, like spin cycle. That is a very odd metaphor.
Have you seen a spin cycle on a washing machine, though?
I have. And I didn't just see it. I witnessed it. It was glorious.
Okay. And I think we need a little private moment.
I think I need to not go near the washing machine. This is a great excuse to never ever do chores.
I don't think your mother's going to like that.
50 Shades of Grey ruined it.
Yeah, this is true.
So, I think we should go back to Stigmas. Because the dirt's not coming off.
It's like you scrub in the shower, but the dirt's not coming off.
I actually pointed out
damn spot!
I actually pointed out to Angelique before we came on. There's a line in that says his eyes are a scorching grey. What does that mean? I mean, I don't... Can grey be scorching?
Grey.
Like adjective noun? Does this really... Anyway, that's...
I don't understand. It's a bit like... If you think of scorching, you think red, fire, something like that, right?
Grey.
Meh. It's a bit bland. So like a fiery bland?
More like a timid grey. Okay. Apologies to E.L. James. We now... okay.
Let's go back to dating stigmas, shall we?
This is what rock bottom sounds like. Yeah, let's go back to stigmas.
Tell us about a very memorable Tinder date you may have had.
I think that's the point. None of them were memorable.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I've been talking to this guy for like a week or so, and he asked me to meet up with him. And I didn't want to go alone. So I brought my friend with me because we were meeting at night. And we went out for coffee, and I had tea because I don't drink coffee. Gross. Anyway, that's beside the point.
We can't be friends.
And, we're just sitting there, like, talking. It was that really awkward conversation not flowing thing again. And he didn't really like his drink. So I asked him, do you want to get a new drink? And he goes, oh, no. I'd rather sit here and watch you drink yours. I'm like... Creep! I'm sorry, like, how... That's creepy, right?
I would more go, that's really boring. But a little, yeah.
That just screamed creepy to me.
It
so
is.
I had to get out of there ASAP. Faked an emergency, and I went home, and then I deleted his number the next day.
And that's a story of Romeo and Juliet. Well, it's a... I haven't had that. I have had weird experiences at bars.
Yeah.
I've had weird nicknames sort of thrusted upon me.
We're back to the thrusting now.
We...
What kind of weird nicknames?
Beautiful child was the weirdest one. But it was said in the tone of beautiful child, and I'm like that. I have a place to be. Thank you.
Oh my God.
It was.
Well, to be fair, I agree with a beautiful child because you have quite a childish face, but it's also quite beautiful.
That's actually, and people expect me to be very young, and then they hear me talk,
And it's like, wow.
they're like, oh, and then they just get confused, and I'm like, don't worry, I am the way I look. It's not ever changing. Don't worry, it's not.
Don't worry, Matt.
It's a terrible, terrible life. Just the first world problems right there. Face does not look like voice. Please relate.
I have another story about that. Face does not look like voice. Wow. Met this guy, and he was squeaky as. I was like, man, your voice is higher than mine.
Did he look rugged with like a really long Ned Kelly beard? And like... He
like
from the coal mines.
No, he didn't look like overly like manly, I suppose.
Yeah.
But when I saw his face, I did not expect him to have a squeaky voice at all.
That's great.
I had to sit there for like 4 hours, with the squeaky voice.
It's if what they say is funny, then that's great. That's all I care about. All right, with expectations and weird voices not matching faces. No, you were brought here against your will.
I'm a guest. I'm brought here against my will.
You speak when spoken to.
Send help. Help me.
Anyway.
And we're back.
Let's just wash that off like it was a joke. God, I want to say that this show went off the rails, but it was never really on any rails.
There wasn't a track, really, to be fair.
No, there was nothing.
And look, this whole show was just laughing, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm running a show. What do you expect? I'm surprised we're still here.
What can you do? What can you do?
Oh, anyway. That was terrific. Thank you for coming on today, Angelique
Thank you so much for having me.
From Angelique TV on YouTube. Go check her out.
Check me out, yeah. Subscribe.
Oh, such sass. Such audio sass. It is terrific.
I bring the sass.
Oh, Jesus.
I know he doesn't know what to say because I'm too goddamn sassy.
I've been left bewildered and speechless on it for all to see. It is.
Help.
I'm pretty sure it has all been laughing. And I really, really hope our lovely audience has been laughing with us and it hasn't been one-sided, or else it is going to be, or it would have been very awkward, really.
Yeah. Well, look, if they're laughing, I don't mind if it's not with us. I just hope they're laughing even if it is at us.
Well, that's what I'm used to, so it's fine.
Me too.
Again, they look at me and they say my voice and the reaction is, oh my God. Ooh, last expectations story. Someone once asked me if I had a mother-in-law because they thought I was mid-20s. This was about 2 years ago. When I was 17, I was so confused because I had bad teen facial hair and I did not know what to say. It was a very awkward situation and it lasted about 40 minutes. I don't think I'll ever forget it. It was socially traumatic.
Where's your wife? Does she know about me?
Honey, I'm so sorry. You have been listening to episode 2 of Loony Poony on Sin Nation. Thank you for joining us today. You can check us out on Facebook at Loony Poony Sin or on Twitter at Loony Poony Sin. We are famous for our completely forgot the word. It starts with a D. Never mind. Yeah,
it's not talking about the vitamin D, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it's okay. She's only a guest.
I won't be back next week, so make sure you don't tune in and come to my YouTube channel.
For more amazing sass. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and our topic for next week is disability and relationships. So if you've got any stories, feel free to write in, message us, or tweet us at Loony Poony Sin or Loony Poony Sin. Well, I mean, whatever you feel like, it's going to be great. We'll have Jacob back. Thank God. Woo! I need some direction, and I need someone else to do this, because I don't know what I'm doing. Please send help.
Send help.
I hope you all have a lovely afternoon. Thank you very much for tuning in.